After yesterday's swipe down to the new week opening gap, price continued up, and I of course took a trade off that and up to the recent high. But from there, price continued further up from there and into this morning. We just glided down a small bit, but we were heading down towards the new day opening gap for that morning. And I wanted to see price tap back into that new day opening gap before going up higher, before taking that recent high, which is the 5 minute high in my charts, and then eventually going up to take the 15 minute high. But I either wanted to hit off that new day opening gap or else go deeper down to the two new day opening gaps below and take out the low that was down alongside them. Well, you can count as relative equal lows as well down there. But either one of them, basically, I want to see a sweep of liquidity and for price to keep going higher from there. And yeah, for the morning, well, for the day, I was looking bullish, potentially for the all-time highs, which are the 50 minute highs to get taken. Before the open, things didn't exactly play out as I planned them to, well, as I was hoping they would go. As We didn't hit down off of the new day opening gap below, but instead we got the initial jobless claims that morning, and price continued up from there, taking out the 5 minute high before the open, and from there price bolted down towards the new day opening gap, swiping the lows across there and also hitting into the new day opening gap, and continued up from there then. And I looked to place, well, not place, but I looked for a close then above the recent high that was in there. I just yeah, looked for a close there anyway, and that's initially where I started looking to place my first place a trade, and didn't get tapped in at all anyway. Price still continued to go higher and took out that recent high that morning. That also took out the 5 minute high. It took out that recent high anyway again, and from there, price returned back down, and I entered. I put place a limit order at 50% of that range, just below a 5 minute fair value gap, and I only drew in the 5 minute fair value gap just to see would price hold there, and it did, to be fair. And anyway, price continued up from there and took out the recent high, and I placed my position to break even then anyway, and price continued on up and took the 15 minute high of the day, which is the all-time highs, and I took my two micro contracts off there for a 406 and 52 cent win. So overall, the account is at 5733.58 and like $1,400 away from the max loss limit. So not too bad, and really only for the rest of the day anyway. Price just glided around, just basically heading sideways. So good day overall.